It's May the 14th, and this is the 1-year anniversary of George's brother's death. And we're at a restaurant, and this is where George and his brother would come to eat often. And we're not at the table that they would normally sit at because the table's taken. So we're 2 tables down, and he's waiting for our food. But I just wanted to just pop in real quick, and I'll add on to this video. And I want to apologize because I forgot to put the painting clip on yesterday's video, but I'll definitely get it on today's. I look sloppy today because I'm cold. So I have a sweatshirt on and Sky's hoodie. Sky wore this hoodie every day. Like, he wore this a lot of times like this. He would be so cold, and he would wear it like this. Somewhere I have a picture of him with this hoodie on, with the hood up. And if I can find it, I'll attach it at some point to one of my videos. Welcome to The Anxious Woman, that's me. My name is Poet. Hi. It finally stopped raining, at least for a while. It's after 4 o'clock. I'm tired. I'm sleepy tired. Got my coffee. It's the usual. Today is May 14th. And so what big things are going on today? Well, my husband took his car to have it inspected today. It's now after 4 o'clock. I think the garage is open till 5. The mechanic said he would try to get it done today, but he couldn't promise anything, I guess, because the muffler needed some work done on it. So he doesn't have his car, but he has a loaner. And I have my car, so we're okay. And today is the 1-year anniversary of George's his brother's passing. And so he's definitely out of sorts today. He's trying his best, but he's out of sorts. And I get it, because I just went through the 1-year anniversary of my late partner's death in February. So I'm still pretty fresh in that 1-year thing. And it got me thinking a lot lately about the 1 year. Yesterday was 3 years since my mother died. Today, a year since George's brother died. And I wonder what it is about the day that is so fresh in our minds, so there, you know. And so I think for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I think more than the day that he died, those minutes and hours up to his last breath, I think about the year that has gone by, and the fact that I made it through that year. My birthday, his birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, summer solstice, winter solstice, all the things that were so important to him. He was a high priest, a Wiccan high priest, many, 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 many years ago when he was in his early 20s. And he died at the age of 71. But for a couple of years, he was a Wiccan high priest. And so all of the pagan rituals, not anything like worshiping the devil or anything like that, but loving Mother Nature and the universe was his thing. And so winter solstice, summer solstice, there were just times that were very important to him. He did not celebrate Christmas, but winter solstice. Anyway, so I think for me, the 1 year mark was the fact that I made it through the year. And then time goes on, and now yesterday, with it being 3 years that my mother has passed on, I'm at a place where it's like, wow, it's hard to believe 3 years has gone by already. It just gives you a realization of how fast time goes. If you want to think about time and what exactly time is, what is time, how do you describe time? How? How do you tell somebody what time is? There is no such thing as the future. We can't jump into it. You know, we can't leave today, Wednesday the 14th, and we can't jump into, say, the 20th. We have to stay with the 14th until the clock says it's midnight or 12:01 and it's the 15th. We can't change the time. The only time we change the time is when daylight savings time happens, and then we're told, change the clock. So as each month goes by, each Tuesday, because Sky, my partner, died on a Tuesday, and George's brother died on a Tuesday also. So we both have that Tuesday connection, right? But for me, it's just like, wow, my mom's been gone 365 times 3. That's a lot of days when you think about everything you can do in a day. So we did our walk this morning, 3 laps plus the second floor, the food court. So I have 6,000 steps in for while I was carrying my phone around, and then all the time that I'm walking that I'm not carrying my phone around to record it. So easily 7,000 plus steps for today so far. And then we went out to lunch to George's brother's favorite place, which is a barbecue place. And there's a certain booth that they would always sit at, and we were hopeful to get that booth today, but there was somebody there in that booth, just one person. And so we sat like two booths down kind of in the corner. I did a little clip that will be in here to give us a little bit of privacy, because I didn't know how my husband was going to be during that meal. I think he said that maybe 2 weeks before his brother left the area and moved to another state, they had gone to that restaurant to eat. So he's doing some of the, I should have done more, I should have spent more time, I should have called more, I should have talked more with them more, but they were very close. And, you know, I think that no matter how much time we spend, no matter how much talking we do, no matter how many places we go, I don't think there's ever enough of that. Once we lose our person, no matter who that might be, spouse, parent, child, sibling, a pet, we always want more time. So that's kind of where he is today. Having trouble swallowing. My anxiety's a little bit up there, just a little bit more today. Being out, being in the mall, going for lunch, and then we were supposed to get groceries, but he just is not, it's not a good time today. So we'll go tomorrow morning and pick up what's needed. There's not a lot that's needed, a few things. But what I want to share with you, and I didn't look at any comments from the video I just put up, and I said it in the clip, I did forget to put the painting that he hung. I forgot to add that in with the last clip. I'm sorry. I just forgot, but I'll put it in. This book, if you can get this book, try to get it. They have little things in there for you to do. And it's just fun. And as I'm going through it, and I'm now on page 148, so I'm here. The further I get into it, the more I think, I really want to share this book with you guys, because I think that some of the things that are said might resonate with you, and it might just give you something to think about. So when I do a video, I think I'll read just a couple of pages out of it, and it's stuff like this. So it's not, you know, it's not any long, drawn out thing. He says, give like the sun, and the whole world grows tall. Atticus said that. Give like the sun, and the whole world grows tall. This journal is your playground. You can color, write all over it, rip out the pages, explore your dreams. Every page is another page from your imagination. Let it run wild. You're on your way. We'll check off these boxes as we go. And I've been doing that. But you get to start right now, just before opening this journal and beginning the greatest adventure of your life. Before we begin, or what some people would call the introduction, it's written by a man. His name is Leo Logothetis. And I put my name, my poet moon, but that's his name. He says, what you're holding in your hands isn't a book. It's not even a journal, really, though I'll call it that. It's something wilder, crazier, and I'm just going to go out on a limb here, life-changing. Because kindness isn't something we read or write or think about. It's something we feel every day. And when we feel kindness, whether we're the ones giving it or receiving it, we get happy. That's a fact. And this not book kind of journal, totally wild, crazy adventure, is all about facts. Like the fact that kindness is the official language of love, friendship, and joy. It's the unspoken energy that passes between people when we stop thinking about ourselves for a minute and start seeing, really seeing each other. Basically, kindness makes people feel less alone, starting with yourself. I know a lot of us that are widows and widowers, whether we've met someone else or not, we have this alone feeling. He says, and we've all felt alone at some point. There are still days when I feel alone. Although I have traveled the world on kindness, although I have given lectures and speeches on kindness, although I try every day to hashtag go be kind, I'm still human. But I have also learned what it takes to be happy. So, you ready? The big reveal, the moment we've all been waiting for, the reason you picked up this journal. If you want to be happy in life, all you have to do is be kind. That's it. Sometimes it feels like people have forgotten how to be kind. The world can be mean and loud and angry, and lately it seems like all we do is fight. But that's not who we are. Because kindness lives in all of us all the time. It isn't something we have to find outside ourselves. It's etched into our DNA. It's part of what makes us human. And despite all the bad stuff in the world, kindness is what connects us to each other. When you make someone feel less alone, you will feel less alone. When you make someone feel better, you will feel better. When you love, you will be loved. We call it a win-win. It's an exact science, honest. Endorphins and oxytocin and other brain chemicals prove it. But I'm not a scientist. I once received 18% on a chemistry exam, so clearly I'm not. What I am is a traveler. And what I've discovered on my travels is that there's no greater adventure on the planet than kindness. It beats climbing Mount Everest, or exploring the deep sea wreckage of the Titanic, or hiking into the darkest recesses of the deepest caves. Because kindness will take you to the greatest mountaintops. It will lead you into incredible mysteries. It will show you the darkest parts of all of us. And then it will shine its magnificent light right into the very center of your being. So why does this Englishman know so much about being kind? I mean, I look nothing like Mother Teresa. The reason I know a few things about kindness is because I also know a few things about sadness. See, years ago, I had everything I thought I ever wanted. A successful job, a fancy apartment, even a cool car. On the outside, I was the guy who had made it, quote unquote. Except I knew I wasn't that guy. I was the guy who was barely making it. I had all these things, but that didn't stop me from feeling profoundly alone. And then I saw this little movie called The Motorcycle Diaries. The romanticized story of Che Guevara's early years traveling through South America. It showed me a life filled with adventure and excitement, but most important, it showed me a life filled with connection. And I realized that was what I was missing, connection. So I decided to follow in his footsteps. I mean, I didn't become a famous revolutionary, but I found my own revolution. It was a revolution of kindness. I walked from Times Square to the Hollywood sign on $5 a day, getting to know people all across America. And perhaps even more insane, I did the same thing across Europe, hitchhiking from Paris to Moscow, meeting people from all walks of life. I wanted to see what it meant to really connect to people on the street, to connect to the people I love, to connect back to myself. I had seen how powerful that simple act of connecting could be, but I was usually the one receiving the kindness. I began to wonder, what if I started to give it out? I had a theory. To be happy, I needed to go out and be kind, and I wanted to test it. So I decided to do something really crazy. I didn't just hitchhike across America or Europe. I circumnavigated the whole earth in a vintage yellow motorcycle with a sidecar and lots of attitude. I named the bike Kindness One, a little like Air Force One, but slightly yellower. This time I didn't have $5 a day to get me through. Instead, I crossed the world relying entirely on the kindness of strangers and offering gifts of kindness in return. Sometimes those gifts were small. Sometimes they forever changed people's lives. This journey of mine became a book and later a Netflix show called The Kindness Diaries. And then Netflix even asked me back for a second season. Crazy. Through these adventures, I went out and met the world. I mean, not the whole world, because that would be ridiculous, but I met a lot of people in it. Gay, straight, black, white, Bhutanese. I met Republicans and Democrats and people who collected ferrets. I was forced to connect with people. I was forced to connect with ferrets, and I had never been happier in my life. I also became a bit of an expert on human connection. I went on to give speeches about the experience, and what I realized is that we are all capable of speaking that international language of connection. Kindness. We all want to reach out to others and make them feel less alone. We all want to be less alone. Like the Beatles, we just need a little help from our friends and ourselves. So what is this journal, Leon? Funny you should ask. First, I should tell you what this journal isn't. It isn't a book about random acts of kindness, because kindness isn't a random act. It's an adventure. Go, be kind. It's your treasure map, and at the end of the road, you'll find something better than gold. You'll find happiness. That's 100% money-back guarantee. Just don't tell my publisher. You'll have the chance to change someone's life, and when you change someone's life, you also change the world. You just have to take a deep breath and dive into kindness. I'm going to stop there because I know that sounded like a lot of reading. And I don't want anybody to get bored and think, oh my God, she's going to just be reading to us every day. But as I move into the book and I do the little adventures, it gives me these ideas of pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. And for someone with the amount of anxiety and nervousness and panic that I have in my system, even thinking about some of this stuff is just terrifying. However, it gives me a lot of food for thought, and hopefully it'll give you a little bit of food for thought. So I'll just, like 5 minutes out of each video, or 4 minutes, or 3 minutes, or however the little journal things go, the little expeditions go. I want to share them with you because I just think it's important, especially with the way the world is now. So I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. Tell me how you are. What are you feeling? What is your day like today? Do you have any pets? Are your kids at home? Your grandkids? Do you get to see them? What's your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite thing to eat? What's your favorite thing to cook? Like, tell me a little something about who you are. And if you've lost someone, maybe share a memory, a good memory, something that comes up in your mind that makes you smile. So I'm going to go. I'm going to finish my coffee, and then I'm going to figure out what next for my day. It's 4:30, and it's very gray. I'll show you. But it's not raining. However, we did bring almost all the plants in because there was just so much water. And so hopefully over the next few days, the rain will go away, and it will, and the sun will come back out. So I'm going to go. I'll add some clips in. Namaste. All right, there we go. All nice and hung and even, and look how pretty. How pretty. So another George painting added to the gallery. There's one more downstairs that's done, right, babe?
Yep.
One more that's done. That
has to put the stretcher bar on.
Yeah, stretcher bar has to go on. And
have to make a stretcher bar.
So that's where we're at right now.